Plaintiff Joy Brown says she thought the defendant was her friend, but she realized that she was wrong. Joy claims she often gave drug tests to the defendant because the defendant was an addict, and she repaid Joy by having her falsely arrested. Joy suing for a bail bond, audio equipment, and emotional distress. Defendant Itacia Starr Patterson says although Joy works as a drug and alcohol counselor, Joy herself is a functioning alcoholic. Starr is countersuing Joy for stolen property and emotional distress.
Start with you.
I'm here today because I call her Starr. I was a friend. I helped her out when she needed some help. She lived in my home, slept on my floor, ate my food, around my kids, supposedly loved my kids, and it turned out that I was her friend, but she wasn't my friend.
Yeah, you put her on the floor.
I could have left her outside in her car where she was.
Why didn't let her at least sleep on the couch?
No, I had brand new couches. She wasn't sleeping on my couch.
All right, you keep your floor nasty?
No, sir. My furniture upstairs is, my living room is like off limits.
How long
Nobody
did you keep
goes
her
in.
on the floor?
Till I had to tell her to leave because she was messy.
She didn't have to tell me to leave. I didn't live with her at all. I spent a couple of nights and babysitted her children for her while she went and got drunk. That's the situation. I was her friend. We've been friends. We were friends for 2 years. She was a drug and alcohol counselor and an, how can I say, a functioning alcoholic. At that, she would drink a fifth of Parmesan and go to school and teach kids why they shouldn't drink and do drugs. Every situation that I've been in with her, we've been kicked out of Chili's, off of the bus, due to her alcohol use. She almost burned her house down with her 3 children in it on accounts of her drinking a fifth of Parmesan. At the time that we were friends, I really did consider myself a good friend on the strength that people would call her, where we're from, drunk East Side Joy. And I would defend her by saying that's my drunk friend. Despite the fact that...
And she was a drug and alcohol counselor.
Correct. That was the inside joke, though. That was the inside joke. What we used to laugh about is the fact that she could drink a fifth of alcohol and go to work and nobody knows.
At a school?
Correct. Teaching teenage children.
Yeah, excuse, I hate to interrupt. She's a liar. Everything she does is lie. She lies about this case. She lies
Are
about...
you a drug and
She's
alcohol
even
counselor?
No, sir, I'm not.
Oh, you don't teach?
I never finished that. I started teaching as a high school teacher.
How do we meet?
I was drinking a lot.
Were you a drug and alcohol counselor?
How did we meet?
No, I was taking classes. I was doing the hours to be a certified addiction counselor, Your Honor. I never finished that because I actually retained a position as a high school teacher.
So how did you used to drop my UAs, Joy?
So
How did she what?
She used to take my UAs. I used to drop urine analysis
because
for her.
I was the person, I was training to be that. I gave her the UAs. I'm the person that took her to the bathroom and watched her pee. She was the one with the drug and alcohol problem. So
Gotcha.
what she's talking about is
Incorrect.
already been taken care of.
All right.
I have on record, and I
Okay.
had the job, so I don't know what she's
You
talking
work for what, a school now?
All right, and you suing her for bail money and she's suing you for stealing. All right, so we... Go ahead. All right.
So she's basically, she was in court one day, came out crying. I was at courthouse helping somebody else with one of their small claims case, just to support. That's all.
You're a lawyer?
And
She was there
no,
for
sir,
herself
but
Help them
I'm good
out.
with the law. I'm good with the law.
She was there for traffic.
You good? You're good with the law?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that remains to be seen today.
Yes, sir.
You say she was there for what?
For traffic, sir. The 14th.
Driving drunk?
I believe so.
You were there for driving drunk?
She had a
sir,
blow
it
box
was-
in
Well,
her
who were
car.
you helping?
The date I was there with my cousin, she had a small claims court. The date was March 8th, and you can check my record. I actually have a copy of my record. There's no court for me on March 8th. Another thing,
Is
as
there
I
a court
said,
period for you?
no, sir. Other than suing her, no.
I have
Okay.
a copy of her
So
record.
I have a copy of my
You have
record
a copy
right
of
here.
her record?
There's nothing in
and
it
mine
from
as
March
well,
8th.
sir.
I want to see hers
Okay,
first.
to show
Miss-
character.
Miss Innocent. So you don't have a court record, you say?
No, I didn't say I didn't have a court record. I said I was not there for court for me that day. I have a record. One of the reasons I chose to be her friend is because I already have a record, and I've been in trouble myself, and I'm not a judgmental person, or I wasn't. I felt that anybody can do better.
Hold on. You said you were there for someone else. I said, well, have you ever been there for yourself? No.
Yes. No, I've been to court for myself.
I'm telling you what you told me. You told me no until she pulled out this record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I was a friend. I helped her out when she needed some help. She lived in my home, slept on my floor, ate my food, around my kids, supposedly loved my kids. And it turned out that I was her friend, but she wasn't my friend.
Yeah, you put her on the floor.
Plaintiff Joy Brown says she was friends with the defendant until the defendant had her falsely arrested for criminal trespassing.
30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38.
Your Honor, I don't know what exactly that is she has, but this is a copy of my Colorado Bureau of Investigations from beginning to end, with the last arrest date is the date I want to
Ma'am, I'm reading your name on all 38 of those I just mentioned. You're about to get thrown out of here already with your lies.
You know, sir, I'm not lying.
Let's get to this bail money, ma'am.
I paid her bond. She came out of court crying. I paid her bond. I helped her out. I was getting my income taxes that day because I work. She was living in her car, about to lose everything she owned. She's crying outside the court. I go to her. I come outside. I'm like, what's going on, man? Don't worry about it. I said, I'll help you. It's a cash. She had $1,000 cash bond. I put the $1,000 in her hand. She took me to go get my check, cash my check. Took me to the bank. We got $1,500. I gave her $1,000 cash money. She went in, paid her bond.
That's incorrect.
She did not repay me.
When was she supposed to repay?
She was supposed to pay me when the bond was released on whenever her court date,
Don't they send the check to you? Did she violate her bond?
No, sir. She bonded herself out, so they sent the check to her. I have proof in my text messages.
All right. What audio equipment are you suing her for?
Instead of her paying me my money, Your Honor, she lied about her court date, so I found out when she actually had a court date. I go up to the court I didn't know that the cash bond wasn't going to be released and get cash bond back. So I go up there expecting them to give her my money, and she give it to me. Instead, I find out they send a check out. So at this point, I'm like, I need you to sign something, because when I put the money in her hand, I mean, you give a person $1,000 to help them out, you would think that'd be your friend for life.
You told me to sign something?
So
Are you quiet, ma'am?
Okay.
So I came up there, I told her, you know, I want my money. I need you to sign something. She was like, no, I'm not gonna sign anything. We're arguing. We're standing at the probation office because it's across the street from our courthouse. And so I'm not acting a fool. I want my money. So, long story short, I left. We were arguing. Her case manager or counselor or probation officer, I don't know what exactly the title was, walked us outside, told, you know, no fighting, no none of that. You just go on and go. I said, well, I'm gonna sue you, and I'm gonna sue you in court. And she said, well, whatever, so I leave. That was May 3rd of 2012. May 4th, I start getting text messages. You're going to jail. You finna lose everything you have. You're gonna be just like me. You're gonna lose your kids. I'm like, wow, what is this? Now she's riding up and down my block. The police came, and I called the police because she's riding up and down my block. She's already told me I'm finna lose my kids. I'm going to jail, this, that, and the other. So I'm not gonna go and do the old me, which is fighting and assault. I have one alcohol-related violation.
That's still
Go ahead, man. Let's go ahead.
I don't know what that is.
Leave us alone. Now move ahead. You were doing good.
Instead of being the old me and going out there in the street trying to fight her, I was a grown-up. I called the police. She's riding up and down my block. They caught her on the end of the block and gave her a ticket. I haven't seen that girl since that day. I don't know anything. The stereo equipment. On the 17th of May of that year, they came to my house and arrested me in front of my kids. Well, I woke up to the police standing over my head telling me, wake up, you're going to jail. I'm like, what's going on? You got a criminal trespass. What is criminal trespass?
You can't trespass on probation office.
They took me to
government property is trespass.
They took me to jail. at that point, it was like my stereo equipment, my Beats from my other car. I had to sell my Beats in order to get out of jail.
So what does that have to do with her?
Because she made false charges on me, and I had to get arrested. I had to get out of jail because I, unlike her, have a job, kids,
you had a trial?
Responsibility.
You all went to trial?
No, sir. The DA dismissed it because of all the different stories. She said, I have a copy of her written statement, the statement that she made to the officer. That I have everything from the discovery, Your Honor. I have her written statement, the statement with the warrant, the statement with the cops, all the different witnesses that she said she had that they could never get in touch with.
Right, that's enough. Let me hear from you.
I have a lot of documentation.
Start from defending against this bail money she's suing you for.
Okay, so the day of, I was the worst drug dealer in the world. I tried to sell drugs and my whole 5 days.
Yeah, you sure were, and you weren't doing much for a $1,000 bail.
Right, no, actually my bail was $50,000. When I first was charged, I pled to do drug court, which is they rehabilitate you to not have any vices. I told them my cop-out was the easy way out. I could sell
so let's talk about this $1,000.
Right, so I went to court and I was to do a hair follicle test. At the time, my mom was an addict. She smoked crack cocaine. I came back dirty for hair follicle. The hair follicle came back dirty with it in my system.
Yeah, I know. Your mother's smoke got in your hair.
That's
what
what they
you
told
told
me.
the judge? Huh, had her mother's wig on? Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
Actually, they told me that
Got it, ma'am. Got it. Let's get to this $1,000 for the bail. She said she bailed you out and you agreed to repay her. Is that what happened or not?
Yes.
All right. So have you repaid her? And if not, why?
No, I have not. And that is because I have a police report where my probation officer watched her steal my things out of my car.
That's your counterclaim?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to deal with her claim, and then you can get to your counterclaim. Did you receive $1,000?
I did receive $1,000.
All right. And did you give it to her?
No, sir, I did
All
not.
right.
May 4th, I start getting text messages. You going to jail, you finna lose everything you have, you're gonna be just like me, you're gonna lose your kids. I'm like, wow, what is this? On the 17th of May of that year, they came to my house and arrested me in front of my kids. Well, I woke up to the police standing over my head telling me, wake up, you're going to jail.
Plaintiff Joy Brown says she was friends with the defendant until the defendant had her falsely arrested for criminal trespassing.
Audio equipment, what do you have to say to that?
I'm not responsible for her committing a crime and having to deal with the consequences. That's her own fault. I do not know anything about her audio equipment. She has to deal with that on her own.
You filed a police report about it?
I was told that I had to sign a statement. I did not file the police report.
How did you get involved?
I'm telling you how. It's my car.
No, you're not. Be quiet and listen to me carefully. You're not in that other court, and quit telling me these dope fiend stories. Now you're going to get disrespectful. I'm telling you how. You sounding like a dope fiend again. You still smoking?
It's the truth. I never
you act
smoked.
like you are, and you're talking
smoked.
like you are. Talking to me with disrespect. I'm not hurt. Your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I'm so glad you got your money so you can leave me alone and keep drinking your fizz, honey. You see these boots? I could never be broke. Never.
Broke home. She's broke. She's
blinging on you. Blinging on you. You see this ring?
See somebody who sleep on
I got 113 pounds waiting on me right now.
And gotta give
Don't
me my
play
money.
no game.
5 G's, boo.
Go back to the east side, boo-boo.
I will, boo. Don't let me go spend this 5 G's. You worry about that.
Go get your hair fixed.
Don't worry about it. I will. You go get that wig on. You worry about my hair with a wig on.
Bling, somebody like it.
Somebody about to like it. I'm sure you.
That's why you gained so much weight talking.
Yes, I had two babies.
He's the boss of the college, mama. And you got 4 kids, boo. You got 4 kids.
4 kids. Skippy.
4.
You got 2 and ain't seen them. Don't even know you at.
My daughter is dead, sweetie. I don't have to.
My kid's father died.
My daughter's dead. Don't speak on her name. Speak on your broke kids.